Hi there, John Draws coming to you again from Macomb Square Music. I haven't put up a video in a while, between me being real busy and it being way too hot up here to make a video. It's probably been about a month, but I'm back here. Today's topic is how to muffle your drums. And my short answer is, don't do it. As I mentioned in other lessons, muffling is not part of tuning. And I've had more than one drummer tell me, John, why do you bother tuning your drums? Just muffle them. And I've seen plenty of drummers, they get the drum up to the tension they want, and they muffle it to stop the ring. Here's the problem. Without getting too sciencey, sound happens when something vibrates, so the drum's gotta vibrate to make a sound. You put on tons of muffling, you stop the vibration, you kill the sound. So generally speaking, I tune my drums what I call wide open. That is, I don't use any muffling at all. I think they sound pretty good. First of all, things that muffling does not replace. If you have bad quality drums, they're gonna sound bad. Muffling won't really change that, it'll shorten their sound up. If you have bad quality heads on, like starter heads that aren't brand name heads, depends to come on a drum set, or have it just really beat up and all stretched out, especially unevenly, it will never really sound good. If your head is not on evenly, if you didn't put it on even and didn't tune it to itself, I've had videos where I talk about tuning it at each tension rod, making sure it sounds the same. If it's not, you get all kinds of weird ow, ow, high pingy sounds. So if you have quality drums, good heads, they're on there evenly, tuned well, that covers most of the issues that people use muffling to fix. That being said, do I ever muffle? Yeah. If the situation calls for it. If I'm in a room that's just too loud and ringy, and this room kind of is, I'm not really playing for an audience here, I'll muffle. An example, I was playing at a church one time, and all the instruments were electronic. We had electronic guitar, electric bass, electric keyboards. The singers are all going through a microphone. It's going through a system coming out the speakers, the sound system for the church. And they had a good sound guy, and he got everything balanced, and it sounded nice for the size room it was. The acoustic instrument was this exact drum set that was there. And it was way too loud for that room. And I can play quietly. I've played in symphonic band, I've played in orchestras. I can play as quiet as I want to. But when we're playing kind of a loud rockin' song, everyone's playing at it, and the sound guy can adjust the level wherever he wants to where it sounds good in the room, and I'm having to play super quiet, it really sounds bad. And it looks bad too. People want to be able to, when it's a big song, they want to see you playing it. So in that instance, yeah, I taped tissue on the heads so it was not too loud. Did I love the sound it made? No, but for the room, the drums were just way too loud. So that situation, yeah, I muffled. If you are ever going to be in the studio, you do whatever it takes to make your drums sound good. And really speaking, the sound guy usually knows. If he's using the right microphones, he may say, this is the sound you're going to get. You want that sound. Here's how we can change it. I would put on anything they told me to put on there. Some people will put a shirt or a towel over their drums. They'll stuff stuff inside their bass drum. In that situation, you're trying to make a product, a CD that sounds good. In that situation, I would do whatever it takes to make the drum sound good. Years ago, when I was student teaching, I played with one of the high school seniors who was making an audition tape for college. And he was a jazz student, and so I was playing drums for him. And the school had a digital recorder. The cymbals were coming off way too loud. So we put duct tape on the cymbals, which usually I don't like doing. But in that instance, to make a nice recording for the student, that gave us the sound we need. So there's situations where you want to muffle. Now, besides all that, you have a quality drum you like, you have the heads on that you want, you've tuned it carefully, and it's just more ring than you want. The room you play in all the time is ringy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about good ways to muffle. My general rule, only muffle as much as you need to. If you've got a little tiny pingy ring, you don't need to stuff towels and felt strips and newspaper and tissue and foam rubber and duct tape. You don't need a lot to get rid of that. I'm going to show you some products here. This one I just got. I'll have links in the description for this stuff. This is called the Drum Wallet. And it's a neat little thing. It's kind of like a little bean bag. And the straps here, this can attach on your tension rod. So that kind of stays with the drum. You can leave it on or off. This drum, like all drums, has a little bit of ring to it. It's on the edge. Not sure how much that comes through on the recording here. It goes bum, bum, bum. There's a certain length to my drum sound. And there's a little bit of a ring there. Yeah. I put that on there. Now it's very short. This just sits on by gravity, so it's not pushing on the head hard. And it's not being taped down or glued down to where it's not touching a large portion of the head, so it's not killing all the sound. So with shortening the sound up, the drum is still loud. It didn't kill all the sound. I still hear the sound of the drum. It still has a little bit of ring to it, but it's shortened up considerably. So that's one product. The nice thing is, especially if you're out playing somewhere, you can use it on certain songs, take it off, and you can just sit there. You can just dangle off your drum when you're not using it. It's easy to just pop it on the drum. It takes a second, pop, it's on the drum now. And you're good to go. Another product I really like is moongel, or similar gel products that you put on the head. Because they're soft and flexible, they move with the head. They don't dampen it that much, just a little bit. They don't kill all the sound. Full disclosure, with moongel, with Drum Wallet, I am sponsored by nobody. I would love to be sponsored. I just like these products. I'm going to show you a great little trick here. Moongel costs money, but it does a real nice job. Here's basically the same sort of substance. These are window cleaners. I got the dollar store for, you can see that there, for $1. This is why I bought these last year at fall time, so they're pumpkins and leaves and gourds. Get all that for $1. I then take them and cut them up into little rectangles, so it's kind of like moongel. So this is a very low-cost alternative that really sounds the same. I'll have a link in the description to another YouTuber, rdavidr. He does a whole video on just using these for moongels. He has quality sound samples you can hear, and they're really not identical to moongels, and it's just window clean. So I'm not sure how well this will show up on my video, but here it is open. Bop, bop, bop. There's a little sound to it. I pop that on there. It shortens the sound. There's still a tiny bit of ring, but it shortens it up considerably. But the drum is still nice and loud. You still hear the shell is still vibrating. It's still making a sound. I haven't put strips of felt on there and blankets and stuffed it with cotton and whatever else. It's still vibrating. It's still making a sound. I just took the edge off. I can put it on the very, very edge. It does a little bit different sound. Of course, I cut this any size I want to. Here's a little smaller one. Does a little bit less, but still, again, I don't know how it sounds over the video. That has definitely shortened the sound up of my snare drum. And yet, I still have the wood tone from the shell is in there. my drum has plenty of volume still. I didn't kill all the sound to get that little bit of ring. And you can put on as many as you want. You can customize. I'm going to throw 3 on here. Well, that's a real dry sound. There's virtually no ring at all. We call that kind of a fat sound. But I still hear a little bit of the wood tone in the sound, and it's not quiet. It didn't kill all the sound. And one of the problems of over muffling is your drums fall out of EQ. You have one drum too loud, one drum too quiet, and it doesn't sound good together. I'm gonna have another video later on about how to kind of self-EQ your drums. But this product takes that ring out. Sitting in my tom here, and it goes bow, bow. You know, it has a certain sound to it. I'm gonna throw this on here. It's about the same length, but it's more fundamental. It's going more do. It's a little more lower pitch. Again, I can customize it by throwing more on there. That's pretty dead right there. But again, the EQ is still pretty good. It didn't make the toms super quiet. I have so many times gone to and said, oh, just bring your snare drum. They have a kit you can use there. And turned out my kit takes a half hour. Gotta drive it somewhere another half hour to unpack it and then set it up. You know, that's a lot of hassle. So if someone does have a kit I can use, a lot of times I don't pack mine. But so many times I've gone there and they have felt all over the heads and foam rubber and tissue or whatever. And I go to the toms, it's like less than half the volume. So I have to like pound the toms to get it to match the sound of the snare and bass. And just on the fly, it's hard to do. I forget sometimes. And also, I can only play things that are pretty open. If I'm gonna be playing much louder, I can't play delicate, fast stuff, because I'm just playing big open stuff. Sometimes I have to change the parts I was gonna play, because the drums are way out of EQ. This keeps the EQ pretty good. And I can hear every note. It makes it very articulate. Standing with the floor tom down here. My floor tom's already pretty dead sounding, but I can take it further. We'll just shorten it up a little bit by putting some clings on there. That's a pretty short sound I got there on the tom now. But again, you still have the tone of the drum. The volume has stayed pretty much the same. It makes it a tiny bit quieter, but it really doesn't just choke all the sound off. So moongel or other sets, other brand name gel products, or you can make your own from window clings. They're not quite as pretty. Work very well at just taking a little bit of the ring off, making the sound a little bit shorter, but not killing all the sound. Another thing you can do, you can buy little rings for the edge of the drum, like made of mylar plastic, or you can take an old head and just cut out about a ½ inch or an inch or so of the head and set it on there. Again, because it sits on there, doesn't muffle the drum that much. If it sits on the edge, that's kind of where the high ping lives. When you touch the edge of the head, that's where you get more of that high ring, the overtone from. So it's putting that on the edge of the head, cutting out a little bit, like an inch or less, and it's the top of the head. It kind of kills that high ring, the overtones. I didn't have that when I was prepared today to show you. But you can buy products like that, or you can just make your own easily from old broken drum heads or old worn out drum heads. Put it on there, and you can do it any size for toms and stuff. And it won't kill all the sound. Sorry. I prefer like the gel products to the ring products. Now, Some people like that really, really fat snare sound. They really want to deaden it. And there are products that do that. It's called big fat snare, where it's kind of like that ring, but it's real big. There are ones that cover the entire drum, or some that leave a spot in the middle that's open, and it really deadens the snare. If you really want that sound, you can do that. You can put lots of gel on there. This gives you a fairly fat sound. There's ways to get the sound you want. Talk about the bass drum. Bass drum is probably the most often muffled drum because drummers want that tight sound. If you do a lot of really fast footwork, like double bass pedals or really quick doubles with a single pedal, and they call that a bass drum drag or a bass drum stutter. I can't really even play that fast. I'm working my speed back up. I do doubles, not twice as fast as that. But guys that do play that way, they want the drum sound shorter so they can really hear those notes, and I get that. Again, my rule is I would use as little as possible. If I roll up an old t-shirt or towel and just lay it, sometimes it's the batter head, that usually will take a lot of the ring out. Dave Weckl has a product, it's kind of like that. It's just a small black thing that just attaches to the drum head. Because I think it has little clips or whatever that attach it to the shell and hold it in place. And you can adjust it a little bit. If you use something like a towel or a t-shirt, you can just go buy a Velcro from Walmart and put a little Velcro on there and hold it in place. If you want it super dead, you can put a little pillow in there. I think a lot of guys go crazy putting a huge pillow or a blanket in there. And again, it just kills the drum sound. And I get some guys like that sound. I know some guys who play, a lot of drummers who play like metal, they play a lot of real speed in their bass drum pedals. So they want a real articulate sound. And they muffle heavily. And that's the sound they want, and they get it. I personally don't like that sound. When you really muffle hard, especially if you use a hard beater, plastic or wood or really hard felt, you get a lot of contact sound. You hear the sound of the beater hitting the plastic and not the sound of the drum. So it almost sounds like a little click. And I'm not a big fan of that sound. But some people, that's how they want their drum to sound. I mean, I'm not trying to be judgmental. It's just not my preference. So again, my general rule is, if you have high quality drums, high quality heads, they're tuned properly, that takes care of most of your sound issues. You don't necessarily need to muffle. But if the room is such you need to muffle, if you're in a recording situation you need to muffle, absolutely do it. If you just don't like that ring just sounds a little bit of ring you hear, which really only you hear. A lot of people don't really hear that when you're playing. If you really want to get rid of that ring, I would use as little muffling as possible. Things like a little ring on the edge. This wallet, this is really only good for snares, but the drum wallet's a great product. Moon gels or other such gel type products work really well and don't kill all the sound. You can shorten up your sound, you can customize it a little bit without stopping all the vibration, without stopping and killing all the sound. And your drums will kind of be naturally EQ'd. I'll talk about that more in another video, how to self-EQ your drums. You get the sounds you want out of your drums. Muffling is not that place of tuning. Always tune your drums, they'll sound good. Take the time to learn how to get the same sound in each tension rod, head in tune with itself, put it on evenly, get a quality head and a quality drum. It'll make a nice sound for you. And then you can muffle as needed from there. Using as little muffling as possible to get your sound, get your drums sounding great. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If you have found it useful, please like and subscribe. Tell people about it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.